everyone, welcome back. So this is layout number 3 and it looks like a fairly simple one. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in the strips along the middle, and then I will show you how I plan to change up my photos. I believe that what they have, looking at it here, is 2, 4, 6 photos, and I only have 5 photos, but I'm going to show you the difference and how I plan to fix that. And I'm also going to play around with this a little bit. You can see that they have everything meeting in the middle. When I'm going to go ahead and glue those strips on both pieces and then switch them to see if I want them to be on the outside or not. And here they are using some of this word script paper, but it's such a small piece of it that you can't even read any of the words. I mean, you probably could find 1 or 2. Yeah, like there's the word of, no big deal. But my point is, although looking at it now, nope, that would still work. I just couldn't flip it. So when I was first showing this, I talked about it being a little bit of a little boy kit, but those words, because of the size it's cut here, you can't even tell. So if that's something you're worried about, don't worry about it. And then last but not least is this green stripe. It's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to add 2 rows of adhesive for this. While I'm gluing these down, it is still hopefully National Scrapbook Day, International, sorry, if I can get all this done in time, which since this is my last layout, I just have to do a bunch of editing. I thought possibly about doing one more layout. It's really just going to depend. I do not know if I will have time. If I do, you will know because I will post it. So what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to ask what everyone's favorite part of today is. And not necessarily your favorite part, you know, saying scrapbooking, but if there's a special event that you do every year on this day, or something that you're really looking forward to this year. Is there, you know, like a website that posted something super fun that you're really looking forward to doing, or that you already are doing, or something like that? I would love to know. My, I think I've mentioned before, favorite go-to thing is usually Scrapbook Generation, but I don't usually play along during the day itself. I have these 2 small pieces. What are these for? I don't even know what these are for. Were these must have just been scraps that got mixed in. But I would love to know if you guys have a special place or Facebook thing, or do you go to an actual crop somewhere? Anything like that. That would be fun. Let me know below. So now I have these strips on here, and I didn't cut these pieces here that go around the photos because I mentioned I have 5 photos instead of 6. So they have 4 3x3 and 2 3x4. But since I have 5, I think what I'm going to do is take this one and replace the 2 3x4s over here on the left hand side, and then have these ones trimmed down to, I didn't think, originally I was thinking they would span the whole page. But I think, well, I want that one to, I don't want to cut that one down. So I was thinking about spanning the whole page, but now I can't decide what I would like to do with these. I could put this one over here, although it's not really my favorite for, and then trim all those down. These were just kind of fun photos that we stopped at a pit stop, just a place, you know, along the road that you can stop and look at the views, and it goes out forever. It's really cool. Here you can kind of see, well, excuse me, I'm just like struggling today. But I do like the thought of maybe making these smaller. So I think I will go ahead, because I don't want to cut this one down, because somebody, it didn't look like I don't know how they got that on there, but it wouldn't wash away, it didn't look like. So let me grab my little trimmer. And this is the biggest of them all, so yeah, I could probably do 3 by 3. I'd be okay with that. I'm going to go with 3 by 3. Okay, so I'm going to cut down each one of these to 3 by 3, which is what they have there. We'll go for this one. This is just my youngest being silly, like he always pretty much is. And it's going to be 3 by 3. And then I can go back after I cut these, and I can go ahead and cut down. Ooh, we're barely going to fit in this one. I can go ahead and cut down the pattern paper that will be the mat for it, like they have here. I'm trying to keep everything on the screen for you guys. So there's that one, and then this can be the last one. I like this photo, it's a good photo. So again, I will cut it to 3 by 3. And this other one I'm not going to cut down, I'm going to leave it at 4 by 6. If I could get all those in my hand. Okay, so then this last paper, I didn't end up cutting this, the blue that goes around it. I think I mentioned that I didn't end up cutting it. Let's go find the size I need to cut the back. Okay, so I need a 4.5 by 10. So let's find one that hasn't been cut yet. 4.5 by 10. So I'm going to cut the 4.5 first. And by 10. Again, sorry about my noisy cutter. Got a pile of garbage over there. It's just a big old mess. And this one is 7 by 7. So just a little hair off the side of this one. 7 by 7. And this is the one that the 3 by 3 photos are going to go on. All right, and they don't have any borders, so I'm not going to worry about the borders. I'm going to take my ink here, and I'm going to go ahead and ink up the edges again. I don't think there's a whole lot of ink in this pad because I keep having to dab my inker on there. Either that or it's because the colors of the paper are kind of the same. Maybe that's it, but I will have to see if I have a re-inker. Hopefully I do. I don't really want to buy another gray ink pad, but I like this one that I have, but that's okay. We'll deal with that later. So what I was going to look at now was, let's go back to the page. They have all these meeting up in the middle. So basically their page would be like this, which I like that. That's not too bad. But before I did that, I kind of wanted to see what it would look like this. And I actually like this better. I feel like this frames everything in. So we could put this one here closer to the middle with just a little edge, and then this one here closer to the middle with just a little edge. And then this photo would go here, and these photos would go here. Let's see what other kind of embellishments they have before we do that. They have a little man sentiment here I'm not going to do. They have a bear. The bear could still go on there. Although they do have most of their embellishments over on the white. And then this just must be a journaling block that they cut and added the ribbon around. So I'm going to have to remember to add the twine around it. So, you know, this is normally what I would go for, but I think because of the embellishments and the way they have that, I am going to keep it this way. Plus, this is something different and unique that I wouldn't always do. So I am going to, ooh, we could do the photos a little bit more centered and have the journaling here. And maybe center things a little more. They have theirs very much off to the side, almost like, which would work. This does leave a lot of white space. I'm not really sure. Let's glue down these photos while we think about it, because I know that these photos are going to go on here. And I do want to hopefully get these as straight as I can. So maybe get this out. And see, I'm going to turn it so the lifted part here is on the opposite side of where I'm working. And there's quite a bit of a border around the whole page. If I need to trim it down a little to get them more centered, I will. I think that'd be easier than trying to fit them in this whole thing. So put that there. Now I could probably just eyeball the rest. So I will glue this one down. Maybe I'll use my ruler to go that way. Looks like they're a good distance on all of them. Now if I wanted to, this one would be cute since it's more the main focal because it has all of us in it. I could kind of make it a little wonky and put a white border around it. That would maybe be cute. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and try that. To use, I think the 3x3, I'd have to trim it down a little bit though. Is there a 4x4 here? There's a 3x4. There is a 4x4. Okay. So what I'm going to do is glue this on here, just a tiny white border, nothing big, and then I'm going to trim it down so that there's not much of a white border around the rest of it. That looks good. That looks good. Kind of hard to see because the background of the picture on the top, the sky it almost looks like we're standing in front of a white screen. That's funny. Just going to ink the edges of this a little bit, and gonna glue it on at a little bit of an angle. There, that gives that one a little bit more attention. And since I did that on this side, I think what I'm going to do is trim this up just a tiny bit on each side. And I'm going to add a white border to it also so that it will bring the white borders to both sides. And then I do also need to cut down, I have a 4x6 card, one of the place cards here. I do also need to cut down a piece of journaling. White. Actually, I can use one of the photo. I didn't want that big of a mat. I should have cut it down a little bit less. So I'm going to put it more to one side. And I'm just going to trim it a hair. Not worried right now if all the edges are straight. Not going to worry about that right now. Sometimes I worry about that a little more than other times. But I like how this adds a white bordered photo from here to there. Now, oh, they also had, oh no, that was the journal strip. So that would go here. And since I have one of these 3x4 photo cards blank, I'm gonna, oh, they say 3x4 on both sides. I was gonna use it as my journaling spot, but I can't because it says 3x4 on each side. Wonder what size this would be. I have a little area next to me that I basically just put all of my white paper scraps that I would reuse in, and it makes it kind of nice. So cut that down to about 3x4. I'm going to cut it just a tiny bit smaller than 4 because that's a little bit tiny. Yep, that's good enough. It's a little bigger still, but because I trimmed that down, remember, because the photo it was too big of a mat. So that will go next to that. Now they have some typed journaling on theirs, which I love the idea of, but right now I'm going to just go ahead and add this. What I might do is the same thing as the first layout. If I want to type my journaling, I will just type it on a little bit smaller box and add it onto there. Now they also had, I'm glad I remembered this, some of this burlap ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap a little bit. Sorry, my dryer is going off if you can hear that. Everything plays music nowadays. Just trying to make that even, go across there, and it's sticking to my fingers more than anything else. All right, let's trim this down and tuck it under. It doesn't want to fold very well. All right, so that is really good right there. And I think since I added that on there, one good way to hold it down is washi tape. Another way that you can hold the backs of ribbons down is by double-sided scrappy tape. And I'm just going to use that. And I'm not even going to peel the backing off because I'm going to, well, let's see, will it lay flat? Yeah, actually it'll lay pretty good. So I will take the backing off, and then I will glue the entire thing onto it. And then I will show you how I'm going to do the bow. Trying to just get these backings off. And that'll really help hold down your ribbons of anything, any kind of ribbon that you use. Looks like my adhesive is kind of coming off the roll a little. Okay, so this would also be fun since I'm going to add this at a little bit of a wonky angle since that photo is at a little bit of a wonky angle. And then this will kind of tuck behind it, just barely, because I don't want to cover up the words. Okay. Oh, and I should have wrote down the date. I did not write down the date. That's okay. We'll figure it out. All right, so that will go on there like that. And I like how that has a little bit of an angle to it, and this also has a little bit of an angle. And now they had a little knot tied on the ribbon, which I really like the look of, so I'm going to go ahead and do that also. And I cut kind of a big piece right here with this. You probably don't need as big of a piece. You could also, if you had one of these like I had from the last layout I tried, but I wanted this one to go all the way around it to make it look more like it's actually tied into a knot. So I'm going to trim just a little angle on both the sides. That one wasn't much of an angle, but I don't think anybody will notice. And I'm also going to add a little glue dot underneath here because it's kind of sticking up a little bit. So I'll just get one of my mini glue dots, stick it under there, push down, and there we go. Now it's stuck. All right, we'll fix any more bumpiness to this later if we need to. Now I need to decide how close I want them in. I will show you their layout. Give me just a second to line these up. They have theirs quite a distance from each other, but they also have like these arrows in the middle, but I used up I guess they're triangles. So I was thinking I might just bring mine in a little bit closer. That way it looks more like the same layout. And I also have some of these extra strips. Let's put those here. These they didn't use. These are just more of the manufacturer strips. And wow, I really like that. I feel like that brings in the whole two layouts. So I'm going to ink those really quick. I hope you guys don't mind me inking. When I asked about others, if you guys inked, I got a lot of responses of people saying they still ink a lot. So that was good because I really love the look of inking, and I don't really notice people doing it as much anymore, at least in my little group of friends. So it was kind of fun to see that so many people still love to ink their edges. So here's a question: if you are an edge inker, do you use one of these foam tools or do you use a sponge? What do you use to ink your edges? That would be interesting to know. These, I seem to run through these quite, not often, but I wonder if it's because I leave it on my ink pad like that. But I'm thinking I might get another one of these little coffee cups down. I have more up in my cupboard, and I might save one to put the ink things in. So that, because I don't like setting them down just on my desk, you know, and getting ink everywhere. So let me know what you use below. I'm going to go ahead and glue these to the side, and I really like it just kind of frames the two layouts now. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this because I like it more centered to the right hand side than off to the left. I feel like when they're closer to each other in the middle, they look more like a double page layout instead of a single page layout. And I'm using my T-square ruler for this. Not trying to be perfect, just trying to get it on there. Going to glue down this strip. And I would also like to know, oops, some of my adhesive came off onto my finger. I'd also like to know if you like it when manufacturers make these little patterns on their manufacturer strip. What do they call those? I keep wanting to call them zip strips, but that doesn't seem like the right word for some reason. And I don't know why that's sticking in my head, but I really like how this photo on this side is kind of turned a little, and so is the journaling box. I don't have a lot of journaling to say. I just want to say where this was, you know, so I don't even really know like the place. I'm trying to go about the same distance here as it is here. There, I really like that. Now I'm gonna probably have to, I don't have to, but I'll probably want to add in a little piece of ribbon somewhere. Of course, I tried that on the last layout, didn't I? But we will see. So what else do they have on their layout? So they have the title here, Little Man, which I don't want. And I always thought that I would just call this Pit Stop. So let's look at our title and see. P-I-T-S. Looks like I only have one T. T-O-P. But I could probably make a T, so I'm not too worried about that. Where would we want the title to go? They have a title kind of under here, and they have a title under here. Let's look at the whole layout. I'm kind of starting to venture off on my own a little bit here. I'm usually so drawn to putting the title over on the left-hand side. Maybe I should see what it would look like over here on this side. Now P-I-T. And I like these. I just love how these letters really coordinate really well with this collection. S, then we'll take an L as a T for right now. S-T-O-P. Pit Stop. I like that there. I think I'll move it down a little bit. So give me just a second. I'm going to glue those on. Okay, I've gone ahead and glued my title down now, so I thought I would pull out some of the things they have here. They have this little gray sticker that's just like a, I don't know, it's just like a sticker. I thought it would look kind of good underneath that title there, so the title's not really floating off in the middle of nowhere. So kind of add that a little under the title and a little under the photo box as well. They have a little blue, I saw that somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? It's a little blue. Oh, here it is up at the top. They have this pointing out though, and I think I would rather have it pointing in. Although the blue is kind of getting a little lost on the blue photo mat. So I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to wait just a little bit on that to see if there's something else I want to add. Over here on this side, they have a bear, which I really like the bear. The bear would actually be really cute right here, wouldn't he? Oh, now what do I do? Do I add the bear there or not? Oh, he's so cute right there. Let's look around if there's other brown. Dee-dum. He's the only real brown thing, but he goes really well with the ribbon. I'm going to put him there just for something different, because look how cute he looks there. I really like that. So they have Run Wild. I don't think I want to do Run Wild. I don't want to do our little man. So the rest is pretty much going to be playing with anything here that I want to play with. Now, these trees, there's not a whole lot of trees in the picture, but I still feel like the trees could go well with this page. So let's pull out, there's 3 of them, and then there's a wood veneer tree. We could put some of those down there, and maybe that one there. this would be good. They had the arrows on this page, this small little arrow, and then I could do my journaling along here. And then another arrow would be good, maybe over there. And I do have the wood veneer tree, but I don't know if I'll put it on there. And then we have some of the stars we could get used up. I definitely don't need to save any stars. Although I don't know if I want them on here. I don't want them to overtake too much of this. I do like this blue circle we didn't end up using on the other page. I'm not sure. I was thinking about adding another ribbon piece. Maybe even this one. I do like that there. So I'm going to get out a medium glue dot. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue it on there. I know I've mentioned it in the past, but I don't wait too long. If I like the way something looks, I go ahead and I put it on there. So that way it doesn't really move. Like these, I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. I'm not even going to worry about the little knobbies on them. Oh, and there's also tree stickers if I wanted. And I'm going to glue down this arrow because I like that it points towards the title, because that way it'll bring your eye in towards the title. Get a little bit of glue on there. Using the Lawn Fawn glue for this one just because it's a little thinner. And I can't tell if that's straight or not. Don't really care. I really like the bear here. So what I'll do is I'll probably just put a few. Like I said, I don't have a lot of journaling. Let me see. I don't like that tree. I'm going to leave this tree. I thought maybe I'd use the sticker tree, but it's like the same as this one. And I'd rather have kind of a... I don't want to cover up the words from the photo either, so I'm moving it down just a hair. And I'm not going to pop this up on foam tape like I thought. And I'm also not inking the edges of these because they're white. I want them to look more like trees that are just kind of on the page and not necessarily embellishments, if that makes sense. And I'm overlapping this tree with this one just a little bit. And I'm going to add an arrow here because that will help point your eye towards the journaling. And I have a few star stickers. I actually have, there's quite a few stickers left. And I'm putting this right along the border of the bottom of this photo mat here. So I'll hold that in place for just a second. Oh, I really like this. I don't know if this will work. This gray, like photo tab or whatever you call these, file tab. It'd be a good spot for the date, or it would also be, it would pull this gray that's in the middle over, but I'm not sure how well I think I would like that. Try it and tuck it under there. I'm not really crazy about that, I don't think. Let's try it on this side. Kind of behind the tree a little. It would be part of this cluster. Nope, still not real that crazy about it. Put it above the photo here. I'm going to leave it there for just a minute, although I'm not crazy about it. But if I did that, then I could possibly tuck this even behind that. Not sure. There's still this little arrow piece, which I'm not sure I'm that crazy about. Maybe as a banner somewhere. All the talking I've done for these videos today, my voice is all going a little wonky. There's also these little blue stars. Some of, I guess they're not that little. I don't think I like it though. I don't like that one. This just might be a little more simpler of a page. Maybe a geotag there. I feel kind of like this space here, although it does have the bear, this space here is just kind of a little empty. I'm not sure I like the geotag there though. Maybe a star with each little cluster here. Might as well get these stars used up. I don't mind the stars. I don't think I'm crazy about that. So I kind of like that actually. This part I'm not sure how crazy about it I am, I mean. It's like it would need maybe a small star with it. I still got one of these if it'll come out of here. Oh, it's kind of hard to get them out of here. That one broke a little bit, but good thing I can put it this way. So I could do that. I'm going to look up in the screen and see how it's funny because sometimes it looks a little better when I'm doing the voiceovers. I'm like, oh, actually that would have looked really good. Decisions. Let's take it off and see. I do think I like it because when I take it off, it looks like there's really nothing there. So I'm going to, which is true, there's nothing there. I'm going to go ahead, tuck this under there. And I know those arrows aren't really pointing any certain way, but I kind of like that they're a little off. Just getting the broken parts off of this little star. I guess I'll use the Lawn Fawn glue again, since it has a little chunky piece broken off from getting it out of the middle thing. And then from there, I just have to glue down the other stars. I'm going to have to find out the date of this photo now. So where did we want that? How about right there? And I'm going to stamp the date in there. And I already have my title here. I was thinking maybe I could use these stickers wherever they went to do my date, to do the date. Oh, good thing they don't even have numbers anyway, so that wouldn't have worked. So I'm just going to add a little, let's just use a glue dot to put both of these down. Glue dots are just so convenient sometimes. I know some people think they're a waste of money and stuff, but I really like them. I think that they're just so quick. So you put it on there. ATG would do just the same too. Liquid glue, anything. So this is my layout so far. I like it. I feel like right here is missing something, but I also feel like if I added something in there, it would be too much. And I'm going to put my journaling down here, whether it's handwritten or typed. I'm not really sure. I haven't decided. It would be just as easy to handwrite something on there, especially since I don't have a whole lot to say. But I think that I really like how these layouts all came together. I still have a ton of this ribbon left. I mean, this has like 5 yards on it, and I barely, maybe even used 1 to 2 feet of it. I just had that there just to kind of see. I still have this cute little raccoon guy and a star, a few stars, a few things back here, a bunch of things left on here. I don't think I would want to use, these would be great on another page, but for camping and stuff, it's not really my thing. Oh, I do have these little circle stars. Now that I glued those down, let's see what we could do with those. Could we put those anywhere that would look... I didn't stick that down, I just barely stuck the, like the side of it, the bottom half of it. I'm just trying to think of different places that I could put it. And then put some of these little white stars with it again. But to me, that looks like I'm just making it worse. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm liking that. So I don't think I will add those on there. I could, however, tuck... Ooh, look, that tore the paper. Darn it. I could tuck this little star underneath there. That kind of fills in that little spot. And then to fix this little spot that got torn, I'm just going to kind of do that with it. And I'm not going to worry about that. Maybe I will add just a couple of these little stars anyway. Sprinkle some of these around the page. Oh, I want to get these off before they stick, huh? Okay, can I put this down here anywhere? I do like the way it looks here, here, and here. Let's stick those on there. Let's go with that. That doesn't look bad. I'm going to keep those. So then let's add some more of these little stars around. some in this cluster area over here. Add one here. Maybe add a couple in the middle here, smaller and bigger ones. Looks like there maybe just be two different sizes. Maybe a couple around here. I love having like these enamel shapes or something similar to it so that you can add something like this around to your clusters, but it's not something that doesn't match at all. That's one of the things I really like about enamel dots. So I like that. This cluster over here is kind of throwing me off a little. Maybe I'll take this bigger one, put it here. So there's only two here. There's three here, three here. There's only one here. Maybe I'll add another one there. Oh gosh, I don't know. Sometimes enamel dots are harder than they're worth, right? I liked it better with just the one over on this side. Maybe we could just keep two in this little cluster. It could be 1, 2, 2, and 3, 3. Not that it matters. I think I'm going to leave it just like that and call it good. Although I say that and then I think about playing with my enamel dots even more. So, okay, actually I like it. See this little adhesive part. Now I'm going to have to go and glue them again, but I'm okay with that. Oh, I got to check the time. I forgot. I have to go get my son. I don't want to forget that. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one back down. Oops. I guess I'll just do that really quick. I kind of like it up, floating up here. So there we go. Darn it, now it's sticking to my finger. Okay. So again, I'm going to add my date into this little box right here, a little bit of journaling, and I think I'm just going to handwrite my journaling, no big deal. So if we take a look at what they had, pretty much we followed it. It was super simple. Once the papers were cut out, we just glued them down. I did add a branding strip to each of the sides here. I really like how that kind of just frames in the layout and just kind of gives it an edge. And then we kept these the same, but we did the one photo a little bit crooked to draw more attention to that one. And we also matted this one and did our journal, what was supposed to be the journaling box, a little crooked. We kept the burlap ribbon around there. We kept all the arrows. We did a cluster over here. We did a cluster over here with kind of a title. I would assume that these would be their titles for the page. I did choose my own letters for the titles, but that's okay. Look, I've used up so many more letters today. And then we did also add in a cluster up here along the top, especially since we didn't have any of the triangles to do, or the space now, since I moved them closer in together to make it look like one layout. I really like how this one turns out now. I didn't really care for it too much until I found the enamel dots to go up in there. And now that those are sprinkled around the page a little bit, I feel like it's a little more cohesive. It just kind of brings you across the page. So I really like that. I hope you guys had fun with this series. I hope you guys, and again, like I said, there's no cards with this one. I was a little surprised to find that out. Maybe people are just not interested in the cards, or they weren't buying the cards. I know there's a deluxe Into the Wild workshop you could buy. I don't know. It looked really neat. They had one layout that looked really, really neat, but I didn't do that one. I just wanted to do this one for you guys. I will leave a link to, let me start that over. I will leave a link below to purchase this kit, and it is a lot of fun. And feel free, if you want to do it exactly like they have it, please do so. It makes scrapbooking so much easier. Or you can do like I did and basically cut everything down and to be ready to make the pages. However, alter it with your photos just a little bit, you know, put one on an angle on white cardstock, or instead of 2 3x4s, put a 4x6. So yeah, I'm glad, I really like this bear here. I'm glad that I kept him there and that I tried that out. I feel like that's really sweet. So this is it, and this is the last video for today. This geotag, that would be not too bad right there too, maybe. I think I'm not going to add it on, but just playing around a little bit more. So I hope you guys have a wonderful International Scrapbook Day. I hope you get a lot done. I hope you win some prizes and enter some challenges and just enjoy yourself today. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what your favorite layout was. If this is a kit, let me know if you end up buying this kit. I would love to know. And if you end up following it just like they had it, or if you alter it just a little bit. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.